My fiance said 3 days before our wedding, "I need to tell you something. I think I'm making a mistake marrying you." I nodded, walked to my laptop, and canceled every single wedding vendor while she watched. Then I said, "Perfect timing. Now you won't have to worry about making a mistake anymore." My name is David, and until 3 days before what was supposed to be the happiest day of my life, I thought I knew everything about the woman I was going to marry. Amanda and I had been together for 2 years, engaged for 8 months, and had spent countless hours planning what we believed would be our perfect wedding. I'm a software engineer at a tech startup in Portland, and Amanda works as a marketing coordinator for a local nonprofit. We met at a friend's housewarming party, hit it off immediately, and fell into an easy, comfortable relationship that felt like it was built to last. We shared similar values, complementary personalities, and the kind of partnership that made both of our lives better. Or so I thought. The first sign that something was wrong came about 3 weeks before the wedding. Amanda had been acting increasingly anxious and distant, which I initially attributed to normal pre-wedding stress. Planning a wedding is overwhelming under the best circumstances, and we'd been dealing with the usual vendor complications, family drama, and logistical nightmares that seem to plague every couple trying to organize a celebration for 150 people. But Amanda's anxiety seemed different from typical wedding stress. She'd become withdrawn during conversations about our future, giving vague responses when I'd bring up honeymoon plans or talk about looking for a house together after we got married. When I asked if everything was okay, she'd brush off my concerns and say she was just tired from work and wedding planning. The second warning sign was her sudden interest in her phone. Amanda had never been particularly attached to her device, but over those 3 weeks, she became almost obsessive about checking messages and social media. She'd excuse herself from dinner to respond to texts, and I'd catch her scrolling through Facebook with an expression I couldn't quite read. When I casually asked who she was texting so frequently, she'd say it was her sister or her maid of honor about wedding details. But her sister lived in the same city, and they usually just called each other, and I'd seen her maid of honor earlier that week, who hadn't mentioned any urgent wedding communications. The third and most concerning sign was Amanda's changing attitude toward our relationship itself. She started making strange comments about whether we were settling for each other and asking questions like, "How do you know when you've found the one? And do you think people can love multiple people at the same time?" These weren't philosophical discussions about love and relationships. They felt like someone questioning whether they were making the right choice, and they were happening less than a month before our wedding. I tried to address my concerns directly. One evening about 2 weeks before the wedding, I sat Amanda down and asked if she was having second thoughts about getting married. "It's not that I'm having second thoughts," she said carefully. "I just want to make sure we're doing this for the right reasons." "What would be the wrong reasons?" I asked. "I don't know," she said. "Maybe getting married because it's what we're supposed to do next, or because we've been together for 2 years and it feels like the logical progression." "Is that why you think we're getting married?" "No," she said, but her hesitation was obvious. "I love you, David. I do. I just want to make sure I'm not missing something important." That conversation should have been a much bigger red flag than I realized at the time. Amanda wasn't expressing normal pre-wedding jitters. She was questioning the fundamental basis of our relationship.